Don't forget coffee, the most important thing. All right, so we have a lot on our plate today. Okay, did some mistake. I did some mistake. I broke my own rule. Like I said, I did not want it to break my rule, but I did it, and I have to say it publicly. It is what it is. Part of the game. We are sometimes fallible to some mistakes, and that is what it is. I actually did some few. So the first one is, the liquidity is on the downside. Okay, they're pushing the price all the way back down. Why? Because it's profit taking time, and as well as apparently Trump don't want to fire anymore Mr. Powell. Stocks indices are swifting left and right. Probably they're going all the way back up. We'll see. But more importantly is that there's going to be some negotiation with China, and as well as it's all noise. The fact that Trump don't want to fire Powell, so it's odd. If you may ask me, it's something is sketchy. But the reality is that they're injecting money on the downside. What's even more odd is yesterday. Okay, they pushed the price all the way back down. The gap was incredible. I've never seen this before. Like the gap was uncanny. They pushed the price for at least 700 pips. Like, when was the last time you saw when the market opened, they pushed the price 700 pips all the way back down to $3,320 ish? Came back up. I honestly wanted to take this long yesterday around Tokyo session. The problem was I was with the family and I couldn't really take that long because for a lot of reason. But it was one very beautiful trade here, beautiful 50% here. Tested our zone, came all the way back up to the minus 100%. Anyway, it is what it is. And how many pips that was? Well, the same thing as the downside. So we had 700 pips. So from this point was at least 500 pips. Like, would I took it all the way up here? No, for sure not. Because the market is on a selling mode. So they could have pushed the price all the way toward here and then start going back down. So it's a risky trade for sure. Not the type of trade that I would have leave it. Definitely not all the way back up here. But then they pushed the price. London session, they were already in lower side. They came all the way back down toward $3,307. So the indication of them selling out, it's already there. You do 1+1 in the market fundamental as well, and all the manipulation that is going on with this whole narrative of Trump. Well, you know for sure that they're going down. Not for sure because nothing is certain, okay? It's just a game of the probability for it to go on the downside is very high. Now, when we see this beautiful Fibonacci, they went all the way back down. The problem, okay, one of my big mistake is, I think this is the second time throughout this year I woke up late. The first one was when I was sick. I don't remember when exactly this year, but the second one was this morning. Why? I don't know. I pushed myself so hard in the training lately. There's no excuse, but this is what I believe it is that I pushed myself so hard that I woke up late. My body needed some rest. So I woke up late. I remember I was training this morning during New York session. So I was training, but with my cell phone and my iPad open. So I was looking at it as well. Once I saw the push all the way back up to $3,332, I just had the sense that something is weird. Like, they're gonna push, but it's too easy. Like, it's too given. I cannot imagine the trade to be this easy. The best trade would have been something like that. Let's be honest. But your stop loss, very tight. Okay. Well, very tight. Don't forget, we're in a market with so much volatility. But anyway, 60 pips, and you put your take profit for the first take profit, for example, 500 pips in less than a few minutes. It's incredible. Let's see. Yeah, less than 2 hours. It's incredible. And if you would have put it all the way back down, 665 pips. It's just uncanny. Like, these market, we don't see them usually. So sometimes you can get excited. A lot of retail traders are way too excited. They want to catch pips. They want to make money because there's a lot of volatility. You need to understand something. When there's a lot of movement, it doesn't mean necessarily that you could trade every single movement, right? There's something going on with the narrative that there's a lot of movement, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of things are going on with their portfolios and agenda. So be aware of that. So yeah, anyway, I saw this, and once well, it was important to tell you guys. I made $1,700 and chunk change, and $1,700 and $78 right there. Wait, show that to you. Okay, $1,700 and 81. This week so far, we're currently at six. Last week we're $6,500 USD, and this week almost getting there. We're almost getting there. We're at 198,572. So we're getting closer. We're getting closer to our goal. The goal is to be back at $200,000 and then scale up from there on. The week is pretty good. So far, so good. We haven't had any losses yet. In a day, I mean. You know, we had yesterday one small loss of 50 pips, but we did 300 pips. So that was good. Overall, 250 in the bulk of it. But today, so where I fucked up is I entered pretty late, even though I know this is not a clean cut price. So let's go, we're basically on 5 minute. Even if we're in a 5 minute, this is not the best price to actually enter and ride the wave here, because there's a high likelihood for it to go on a retracement and take you out from the market. So anyway, I entered here. The mistake that I've done is that I exited way too quickly. So I've entered around, I think here, and then I exited around there. Okay. I was not sure. I was tiptoeing. I was still, there's FOMO for sure. So then I exited here, and then I re-entered, exited around here. So that's the second position. I entered another layer here, right there. And then afterward, I said, I'm not sure. I broke even on this. You see that candlestick here? It's around 9:30. I broke even. I took 0.25 point change. Because I'm still not sure, because you could bounce from that level and keep going up, and then they're playing. Listen, I was not believing that this trade would have been so easy on a silver platter. Like, sometime you have the whole narrative, you have the whole thing, but it's too easy for it to be true. And that was the case. Okay, so today was the case that it was way too easy. And then afterward, once we had that beautiful push, then I saw this going on a small time frame. You can see a bit more in detail. Like I said, I'm going broadly for you guys, but if you guys really want to know the details, we have this AP community, and Sundays I break down everything, and if there's question, Q&A and whatnot, follow us and you can join us for free. AP starters, we give also a book now, and small little booklet where you can have the basics. So if you don't know anything about trading, you should definitely go into that, where you can actually start to understand the basics and then eventually scale up and come join the AP elites, where we give trades, we show them the trades, we show them our perspective and all that good stuff. And when I saw this smaller time frame, I just knew it was it. So I entered 3 position of 0.5 lot. Listen, I wanted to go 2 lot size multiple times. So 3 lot size, 2. This movement here around 300 pips. So obviously it was not this one, but it was this one right here. Let's say 200 pips. We're talking about easy $12,000. I knew this trade would have been a $12,000 trade because it was giving. From that on, my confidence was skyrocket. I was off the roof. I just knew it. That's why I've entered 3 position. And the reason why I broke my rule, it's because if you measure from here to here, we're talking about 200 pips. It's not like if I have 50 or 60 pips to go and grab. We're talking about 200 pips. It's still significant. And so that's why I've entered 3 position here. FOMO for sure. There's greed as well. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But nonetheless, when I entered here, I saw an impulsive move. I removed one of the positions since I know it's not the most cleanest trade ever. So around maybe here, let the other one here, remove another one here, and then remove the last but not least around here. I knew for a fact that the last take profit would have been around 66, somewhere around here. But the problem is this one. If right here, I knew the last movement was here. That push is just noise. Nothing to really be taken in consideration. I get it. It's a beautiful, clean level 161, but nonetheless, not many traders would have leave it 161. Usually what they like to do is they like to push a little bit more than what expected, and just to, grab some liquidity on the downside. So that being said, if I would have entered here, for example, right here, for sure, I would have held down all my position all the way here. That's for sure. Maybe the 66. But the thing is that I was in the middle of the movement. The fact that I'm in the middle of the movement, I am well aware that today, I took some profit a bit too prematurely, but tomorrow, market are not always going swiftly like this. They love to do some retracement and then go down. So, when you have that experience, you could basically see how you should manage your multiple position on a certain market condition, and this is the way you should do. Like when there's an impulsive move, some momentum, take it off. Don't take it off. There's a retracement. Try to get back in, because spreads, commission, and whatnot will get you out of the market. And usually, when they don't want to, they don't want to push the price. Buyers and seller has a battling going on. So maybe, for example, you took off your position from here and then it retraced here. You entered right here, but the chances for them to do a small retracement and go back up, it's pretty high. So maybe you hit the stop loss. That stop loss, it was your take profit from the previous trade. Now you're back at 0 pips, $0. And the problem with that is that now you're in a sympathetic nervous system. So you want to get more money. You want to get what you think the idea was supposed to be. So then you're probably going to enter somewhere around here, and then maybe here, FOMOing, and maybe this time would work out. But sometime in certain case scenario, what they love to do is they give you the hope that things are going well. And then, you know what? Not today. Today will not be the day where we're going to actually hit the level of, for example, $3,278. So they're going to structure their price, and you basically lose a lot of position here just because you wanted to, your greed, you wanted to have your idea, you were convicted that this would have gone to the specific price that you've told yourself from the beginning of the day. But unfortunately, that was not the case. So you lose a lot of money just because an idea. Mark Twain said it best: is not what you don't know that will hurt you, is what you know for sure that will kill you. Change a bit the word, but you get my point. What you know for sure, and you're so convicted, this is where you're going to make the biggest mistakes. And I'm speaking from experience once again. Anyways, from last week, I'm up $8,500 because last week we didn't start the video, but I was at 190. So I'd let this specific firm on the loose. Like I was at 190 and didn't touch it for a big while. But we basically did $8,572 so far. Canadian is around, I'm saying roughly $13,000 in 2 weeks. And honestly, effortlessly. Like you don't need to be in front of the screen all the time. It's effortless trades, no stress at all. Today it was only this account, didn't trade all the other accounts. In 2 weeks, one account, 30 minutes to an hour a day. It's pretty decent. You could do it if you have a day job. If you have other priorities in life, it's possible. You can make side money. But let me warn you something. It comes with time. It comes with experience. So I'm not gonna tell you to actually you yourself start this journey by your own. No, you need a guidance. You need an experience. You don't need to jump out of the cliff for you to understand that you're gonna break your legs. You learn it from someone else, right? You don't need to learn everything by yourself. You'd be foolish to learn everything by yourself. And I'm not just saying this for you to come and join us. Go join someone else. There's a lot of successful traders, and make sure that they are actually trading, because most of the traders are not traders. They're marketers. Anyway, that being said, join us for free. Don't forget to subscribe as well. If you have any question, you can jot it down below. I'll answer every question that I have on this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Apex Payment. Don't forget, be legendary.